What is up, Exiles? It's Kacey here. Funcom just released a mid-Chapter 4 update. This brings back the bounty hunting system from Age of Sorcery, where you can get sorcerer skulls or knocked out sorcerers and return them to these Khitan camps for a bunch of resources, but the main one being Obolus, which you can then spend to gain items, recipes, thralls, materials, etc. At these camps. What hasn't returned are the vendors that were at Metcamosa's Spire. Those are still gone. There are a few items that were listed in the patch notes that you can now buy, but they also didn't mention some other items that are quite relevant to PvP, and they also made some balance changes to PvP which were also not listed in the patch notes, unfortunately. So I'm just going to go through some of the stuff that is relevant to PvP for you guys. Let's get into it. First of all, the slavers are back. You can buy combat and worker thralls for 200 Obolus each. These are guaranteed tier 4 named thralls from the same pool as before in Age of Sorcery. So really useful for getting started. You can get tier 4 alchemists, you can get tier 4 dancers from the workers, etc. From the other trader, it is the supply materials. The supply materials are back, and these are again the same material packs. They are the tier 4 material packs. So these are the material packs that you would get from a tier 4 bearer if you killed them. And so that's going to give us iron, steel, highland berrybush seeds, and tar. And so this is a really cheap way and really economy efficient way to get these materials. The seeds can be turned to oil in the fluid press. And another stealth update that they made was the resource rebalance. So despite the official servers being a lower harvest rate, a lot of things that you craft actually require less materials to craft. And one of those is actually seeds to craft oil. So you'll actually get even more oil from putting these into a fluid press. And last of all, we have the legendary items recipe trader. Unlike before, where certain camps you'd be able to purchase the black blood tools, these new ones, they don't have any black blood tools, and also you don't have to go to a specific camp anymore to purchase the items. All these items you see here, you can purchase from any of the Khitan trader camps, except for the Mad Prophet armor pieces and the hardened steel weapon. If you go to a different camp, it can have a different hardened steel tier weapon or shield available, and it will have a different piece of the Mad Prophet armor available to purchase. Everything else will be the same. The armor schematic for Khitan Slaver, that is the armor schematic for this, which the captain is wearing. Looks pretty cool, but it doesn't have any bonuses to health or damage or anything else. So it's, if you want to use it as cosmetic, there's that. The Tiger Truncheon, the Dead Woman's Tresses, Misplaced Guardian Wheelbreaker. These are all relevant. Misplaced Guardian's Wheelbreaker being the most relevant to PvP players, as there are already high quality truncheons and bindings available. But this Misplaced Guardian's Wheelbreaker is massive for PvP. Its stats are crazy. We also have the armor schematic for Mad Prophets. Again, it's not really good, doesn't give any bonuses. It's just for if you like the look of the armor. The Sundered Manacles, they're just, again, a cosmetic item. Same with the Conan Exiles Tribute Basin, Slave Wain, Steel Cage, Blue Fight. This is all cosmetic stuff. So for PvP, these are the items you're looking at here. And the Tiger Truncheon, I don't have any points in authority right now. I'm going to use this truncheon, and this has the same animation as the mace. It's not a normal truncheon animation. And that is one hitting a tier 2 thrall.
I will feast upon you.
And yeah, it's a really strong truncheon. Just gonna make it a lot easier to knock out thralls for this purpose, which is to take sorcerers back to the camp and place them in the cage, and you're going to get 50 Obolus for that. Now the other way of getting Obolus is through sorcerer skulls or magi skulls. These are what you collect from the inventory of dead sorcerers rather than knocking them out. This is the easier way to cash in, but you are going to get less return on the normal sorcerer skulls. If you get the magi skulls, which are found from special sorcerer bosses, not just your standard sorcerers up to 1, 2, 3, 4. The magi skulls you get from sorcerer bosses, they will give you 100 Obolus each. Let's just drop these sorcerer skulls for a moment, just so we know we're using up the magi skulls. And there you have it. You get ancient Obolus, extra 100. Also get 58 alchemical base, gold coins, etc. There's another one. There's another 100. More alchemical base. And so with magi skulls, you can get a lot of Obolus and alchemical base, etc. really quickly. If we use the sorcerer skulls, let's just drop these quickly and see what we get from the sorcerer skulls. You'll see only get 5 ancient Obolus, down from 50. So obviously if you have these, they're good to cash in. You can just get 4 sorcerer skulls early game and trade them in for some materials really quickly. But if you are trying to save up for some of the bigger items that you can trade for, you'll definitely want to be either farming the magi skulls or knocking out sorcerers and bring them in for 50 each. Taking a look at the new hammer, with an attachment has 87 damage and 72 armor pen. This is absolutely crazy in terms of stats. This is one of the best legendary hammers now, and probably only available to purchase for a limited time until they bring it back, either in this event or another event. Because right now this is the only way to get this legendary hammer, is through this event. So you'll definitely want to stock up on these. One other change I'll just go over really quickly is the change to Belpator's Lodestone, as well as some other stamina draining weapons. Belpator's Lodestone used to do about 60-70 damage to stamina on hit. So this was a pretty crazy weapon, and it's another thing that's just been stealth patched by Funcom. It's not in the patch notes, but this weapon, along with other stamina draining weapons, has been nerfed. And this only does 10 stamina damage now. So a massive nerf to these kinds of weapons. So the meta for hammers now will probably just be the best in damage and armor pen. And you'll probably see Belpator's Lodestone fall off in relevance because its damage is just not as high as some other hammers, like the Misplaced Guardian's Willbreaker. And that's all I have for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching.